Hello Virgo, this is your May forecast. There's a lot of retrograde things happening this month. Mercury, planet that rules transportation, Hello Virgo, this is your May forecast. There's a lot of retrograde action happening this month. Mars is retrograde all month, in fact until the end of June, and Mercury too, the planet that rules transport, technology and anything to do with communications, is retrograde until the 23rd of this month. So what does this mean? Well, what this means is that you're going to be looking, especially because Mars and Saturn are together vibrationally on that same frequency, you're going to be looking at how you use your time. Are you rushing around, pushing forward with this and pushing at that and getting a little frustrated if things aren't happening quickly enough? Or are you now, with these retrogrades, giving yourself time to reassess, to relax, and to take a little bit more time out? It's tremendously important to take breaks. I'm learning that myself, that when I take a 5-minute break at the end of a task, or even just after eating, just to relax, to breathe, I'm so much more productive. I can do so much more than when I keep going and really just almost deplete my energy completely until I'm half dead. So it's really important, because Virgos, you are the perfectionists of the zodiac, to really make sure that you create some new habit patterns as far as the way you use your time is concerned. If you can do that this month without pushing things too much, these retrogrades will really benefit you greatly. Some of the most amazing inventions, some of the most important questions have been solved when somebody was having downtime. They were going off on a cruise, or they were sailing, or they were watching a movie, or doing something completely different. That is often when you get your greatest answers. So do keep in mind, Virgos, you do need to take time out off of work. That is important. So on the 6th of the month, we've got a lovely new moon happening in this 9th house, and as you can see, a great deal of activity happening in the 9th house. So the 9th house is in fact the house of travel. But I am going to caution you there and say that if you are travelling this month with Mercury retrograde, just make sure you leave a little bit of extra time. But it's a wonderful time for planning a trip. It's also a wonderful time for meeting somebody from overseas. For those of you looking for love, this could certainly bring you a love from overseas, perhaps from a different culture to you. It's also a wonderful time for maybe planning some kind of a spiritual journey for yourself. If that's what you've been looking for, oh, these planets here are really going to help you. If you've got any exams that you've been taking, or maybe some licensing that you need to do, during the retrograde, it could well complete nicely for you at this time. Do remember, it's just not a time for starting new projects, but it's a wonderful time for finishing them during the retrograde periods. And this too can also take you into some kind of new education. You might learn something new, you might publish something, you might do some blogging, but it's certainly a good time for either learning, studying, or for teaching and sharing information with other people. And then we jump all the way forward to the 21st of May, when we've got a full moon happening here in this 4th house, along with Mars and Saturn, this retrograde energy. So, full moon in the 4th, there's a possibility you might be moving, or you're planning a move, or something is changing. There's certainly a full moon in the 4th often brings changes in your family situation or your home environment. Maybe you decide you're able to work from home. Maybe you get more flexible working hours. Maybe you get a new office. But there's certainly some changes going to happen connected with your environment, and very often does result in a move, the sale of a house, renting somewhere new, maybe getting yourself an investment property. It could work out in a myriad of possibilities, but certainly change to do with where you live. And you may end up even moving country, especially with all this 9th house activity going on. And also on the 21st of May, we've got the Sun coming into this 10th house. And on the 25th of May, we've got Venus also joining the Sun in this 10th house. This is now shining a light for you, my lovely Virgos, on your career. It's a wonderful time to really check in on yourself. Are you enjoying your career? Venus is really saying, am I doing something that's gratifying? Am I doing something that I really love? You may want to take your career in a new direction of sorts. That could certainly happen with that Sun and Venus together in that 10th house. There could also be some good news. Venus often brings good news connected with your career, or somebody in the workplace appreciating you for something you've been doing. So really, there you have it. Neptune is in your 7th house of relationships. Some of you have had some disappointments there, but equally it's still a time to hold out the hope. The dream of the relationship is still alive and running in many of you. So don't give up on that if that's really what you've been looking for. Jupiter is still in your sign, lovely Virgos, so remember to take risks, to bring excitement into your life. Sometimes, Virgos, you kind of just have a picture of how you want it to be, and you don't veer too far outside of that. And what Jupiter is wanting you to do is to say, hey, let's explore, let's try different things. Especially if maybe you've been looking for a mate and it's just not been working. Well, maybe you need to try something different. Or maybe you need to loosen up your parameters as to what it is you would accept in a mate. Maybe you've got it too narrowly defined. Maybe you need to open it up a bit. And this is also about you and your personal growth. Wonderful time for doing anything that takes you into that personal growth domain. Maybe you're going to do some more physical exercise, open up your physical body. But it's a wonderful time just for really focusing on growing and becoming more of who you are, Virgos. Sometimes you're a little bit shy, a little bit not wanting to be out there too much, but Jupiter in your sign is definitely encouraging you to do it. So there you have it. I wish you a wonderful month. Thank you for commenting, sharing and subscribing. Bye for now.